Hayao Miyazaki's The Boy and the Heron has won Best Animated Feature Oscar at the Oscars this year. It's the second year that Disney has failed to bring home the prize. Let's talk about that on That Park Place. Hello, I am Jonas J. Campbell, an investigative reporter at That Park Place. Here with me is parks and animation expert, Mr. Vash Sky. Vash, you doing all right today?
I am doing fine, not necessarily as well as some of the winners over there, but we will talk about those.
Yes, that's true.
Yes, here we go.
The Boy and the Heron. Yes, this by Carolyn Giardina over at Variety. The Boy and the Heron delivers Hayao Miyazaki's second Oscar. Congratulations to him, by the way. Legendary animation director Hayao Miyazaki. We don't have enough of those in America, by the way. Legendary animation directors. Hayao Miyazaki received his second Academy Award on Sunday for his semi-autobiographical. Oh, see, I love that phrase, semi-autobiographical, because that's also a way that Hayao Miyazaki likes to make his films, and they are better for it, apparently. The Boy and the Heron, which won the category for Best Animated Feature. At age 83, he is the oldest director to receive this award. No question there. He previously won the category for his 2000 Fantasy Spirited Award. What? No. Ash, what is wrong with this statement? Yes.
Spirited Away. That's not good. Which, by the way, I mean, to tell you how influential somebody like John Lasseter was, he was smitten by this gentleman's work right here and had to have the company associated with it in some way, and actually locked in that distribution deal that had these series of films. I believe Spirited Away was one of them, distributed domestically here in the United States to theaters all over the country. Yeah. So, I mean, this guy's influence is endless, and it does directly correlate with the Walt Disney Company in multiple ways.
Right, and to restate that, America would not be as familiar with Hayao Miyazaki if it weren't for John Lasseter pushing the Walt Disney Company under Bob Iger, I'm going to say that too, to distribute these films and also aid in the American localization process.
Correct.
So this is critical. And we don't want to overlook Disney's role here, but also we don't want to overstate it, because what's great here is they localize them by translating them, because Hayao Miyazaki does not like it when people change his stuff. So that being said, he accepted an honorary Academy Award in 2014. Today's win also marks the second Academy Award for his Japan-based Studio Ghibli, as well as the first release to be released domestically by indie distributor G Kids. Let's see here. Prior to making The Boy and the Heron, Miyazaki had announced his retirement. Not the first time he's retired, and then surprised the animation world when he decided he wanted to make this film, which also won the Golden Globe and the BAFTA. By the way, another reason that this film is very unusual is they didn't do any trailers or teasers over there in Japan before they released it. They just released it on his own, and apparently it was a success. It's here with an Oscar, so that's nice. That's not a Japan award, but I like the idea that they released a film without the traditional marketing, and everyone agrees that it's great. Vash?
It's strength of brand, right? It's strength of the creator who made it. Similar in a way that Christopher Nolan, I think, really brought in people for Oppenheimer to release something like this and just say, "Hey, look, listen, it's it's Miyazaki. It's astounding." I love this meme right here, just to have a little fun with it. Say that you're retiring, make another movie anyway, win every American award against some of the modernistic approaches of Hollywood, and don't even show up to get those awards. I just think that's just absolutely fantastic. Sorry.
Also, he looks fantastic. I love the way that I just love he's the kind of guy that you could draw him in caricature and you wouldn't actually have to do a lot of work in order to grasp the idea of his style. But of course, so the other things we want to point out, the previous year, the best animated feature was Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. So this is the second year in a row that a category that was essentially created. I'm going to say something that might be a little controversial here. This award was essentially created because of John Lasseter and his work at Pixar.
Right.
Animation was getting so good, and they wanted to recognize animation. Now, there could be somebody who was involved with the Academy, or maybe LW Ghost would disagree with me here. But because he has more knowledge. But I have a gut feeling that this happened because there was so much outcry because these Pixar films, which were doing amazing and
Yes.
were testaments to technology and storytelling working
Yeah.
together, something that Disney used to be known for. Um, so Pixar not getting this, I would say, is just a sign of the continued decline of the Walt Disney Company.
Yeah, I mean, we are we are a long way away from the rise of Pixar, right? And the quality of work coming out of that studio. Obviously, I believe Up was nominated for Best Picture, and honestly, I think going back further, Beauty and the Beast was nominated for Best Picture, lost to Silence of the Lambs, which was really unfortunate. But hey, to get to ascend to that achievement, something that Walt Disney himself didn't even do. So the fact that they have previously dominated this space, especially within the animation category, and having not won 2 years in a row, that is definitely a sign for trouble right here. But some of
Right.
the other Oscar stuff that I kind of want to highlight right here.
Please do. Yes, go ahead.
Huge win right here. Godzilla Minus One makes franchise history with first Oscars win right here. Writer, director, and VFX supervisor
Takashi Yamazaki.
Takashi
It's okay.
Yamazaki, right? And his team triumphed over 4 Hollywood tentpoles to win the VFX category with a monster movie that only cost $15 million to make. This is a team of 35 people.
I'm hearing 12 million actually on this thing.
Oh, really? That is astounding. I think a lot of people were just like, because the case was for the creator and some of these other big budget films coming out of Hollywood, right? To have this little movie that could, with a team of 35, actually win the award is just absolutely astounding. Also,
I'm also hearing that there wasn't crunch, that he had such clear director's vision that they had actually a pretty nice time. They went home at reasonable times, except when they were trying to finish up the movie there. And it seemed like it was a pretty good working environment because no one in Japan wants to work those crazy American slave hours that they tend to work in American visual effects studios.
Yeah, I mean that's very true, and it's interesting because some Japanese anime and some other Japanese associated products have necessarily included some crazy work hours and stuff like that. But it's comforting to know that good direction, preparation, planning, and so forth amounts to such amazing quality at a reduced cost. Hollywood could learn something from this. We'll have to see how this affects the industry because it will have probably profound effects. Also, too, Oppenheimer, Universal, by the way, swept Oscars night right here with Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actor, Best Supporting Actor, Best Film Editing, which, by the way, they had to ship in a gal from, I believe, Europe because there's only like 3 people in the world that can actually cut film with these size negatives. Best cinematography, they developed a new black and white IMAX film, especially for this movie right here, because black and white had never been necessarily done before via IMAX cameras. So that's really cool. And then best original score, obviously, right here.
Good for them. Good for them.
Absolutely.
Of course, the Disney can say, "Oh, we got an Oscar here because Emma Stone got an Oscar for Poor Things," or whatever the name of that movie is. But my goodness, that's a not a clean sweep, but that's a lot of Oscars for one film.
A lot of Oscars for sure. This report comes out of Bloomberg. I thought this was very interesting. The fact that Oppenheimer took home so many awards, it means that Donna Langley's Universal was the top studio last year in terms of ticket sales and the Oscars, and that hasn't happened in a century. No movie with as astounding of a box office performance has won Best Picture in 20 years since the Return of the King actually came out. So this was a huge night for actually good cinema for a change right here. So pretty interesting stuff, especially from the standpoint of us necessarily covering this kind of stuff right here, and I think if they stick with some of this stuff, I think it'll be good for the entire industry, but we'll see what lessons Hollywood takes away from it.
Right, and to start and end with Disney, as we tend to do on this channel. I swear, we are trying to cover more than Disney, but Disney keeps doing things. There's so much Disney news right now. If Disney had not fallen from grace at the box office, they thought that they could overspend their way into getting those box office revenues. Generally, not as profitable because they think that you can overspend on a movie and then just make it up in parks experiences, and now that's in danger. So, if Universal hadn't beaten Disney at the box office for the first time in many years, that particular accolade would not have been possible. But of course, we want to throw this to our subscribers and our followers here and the people who are watching this video. What do you think of The Boy and the Heron? Have you seen it? Have you seen Oppenheimer? I have not seen Oppenheimer myself. I know. But I heard there was a naked lady in it, and I said, you know what? Maybe I'll buy that Indian version where she's got a dress put over her, and I'll overlay the English speaking track. Yes, because I am a prude, apparently. All right. Give us your comments below, as I have just said something that I'm sure offended some of the audience here. Like this video if you want to support these kinds of conversations, as I've just said something that is probably wildly unpopular with the audience, and consider subscribing to That Park Place for all the news that should be fun.
Thanks for watching That Park Place News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media accounts.